Welcome to yet another bonus episode on Let's Play Battlefield 1942, and on today's episode we return to Operation Battleaxe, which I don't believe we've seen at all since my first run of this map. Now when you can start earlier than other people, I like to start at this flag because there are the two tanks there, and the reason why I went the other direction than I was facing is that normally the other tank will drive in the same direction he's facing. So if you turn around, then you can both be going in the same direction, and then you're going to have two tanks up against maximum two, probably against one hostile tank. But it seems like the other guy who spawned in had the exact same idea I had, and he turned around, which meant that we were going opposite direction when I turned around. Alright, I'm not being extremely articulate in that explanation, but I think you get the idea. Of course, wow, that wreckage is really continuing to be a factor on this. Alright, at least we've got a friendly engineer who's presumably helping me out and not planning to steal the tank as soon as it's repaired. Alright, he's hopped in the gunner position. That means he's more than willing to take second place. And that would be the Allied heavy tank, so that's definitely going to be a problem. Or not. And there go the planes. Is that even a friendly plane? I don't know. That tank is pretty much toast. Okay, let's see if I can at least get a nice X-Pack kill. I neglected to mention that this time around I'm playing as an engineer. You can do a little bit of spawn camping that way, but for the most part, the engineer is a difficult one to use on this map. And the reason for that is that normally the engineer, you use a tank, and then when your tank is in trouble, you kind of get out of the way and hide someplace and then repair it. Well, on this map it's very difficult to maneuver your tank around, very difficult to hide it, and the enemy have air support. So this is different from a map like Tobruk or Battle of Britain, Battle of the Bulge, which have no airplanes to bomb you. So if you stop to repair your tank on this map, there's a decent chance that that is going to happen to you. The other thing is that your other weapon that you're going to be using, the rifle, is also tricky to use on this, simply because people are going to be kind of like Stalingrad, just running all over the place in every different direction, and they're all going to have machine guns. Now I will say that snipers do seem to come to play on this map. For whatever reason, a lot of people will spawn in a sniper. They don't have too many targets, and they pretty much all share the target. At almost every flag there's a mounted machine gun, and when people use the mounted machine gun, they're completely stationary, which other people are not going to be. Everyone else is going to be running around, difficult to hit, but the one stationary target's going to be the people with those machine guns, and they get sniped off very, very quickly. So often you'll see every single one of those machine guns unmanned, simply because of the deterrent effect. And as custom in this map is really known for base camping. Actually either side can be base camped very easily. The the two main bases on this map are a little bit different from each other. And here's just plain spawn camping, not base camping, but that's very common here too. Very small spawn radiuses, they come in the bunker. But as soon as we capture all the flags, everyone's going to be heading for the enemy main base. And there are relatively small areas where they can spawn in there. And there are a lot of tanks on this map. So a lot of people are going to be spawn killed. Usually when people complain about this map, I mean, it's amazing. You see 6 different flags on this. And even though there are 6 different flags, it's very common for outside to get all of them. And then once they get stuck in their main base, and here on the Allied version, their airstrip is the first thing, and that's very convenient. Their one tank will spawn on top. Most people are going to spawn here by the airstrip. You can destroy their planes very easily. As you can see, a very small radius in which they spawn. So me and at least one other tank are just going to kind of hang out here and make life really difficult for these guys. Yeah, the reason why I didn't immediately destroy that plane was in case one of our own guys wanted to take it. Never hurts to have people on your team steal the enemy planes. Right, there are fewer people spawning at the airstrip now, so presumably they're spawning at the top part of their base. And even though I'm completely stationary so far, well, there's a bunch of people, a couple with bazookas, I think. But at any moment, they're going to be all shooting their bazookas from the top part of the base. In fact, I'm very surprised they haven't done that already. I don't know why they would all spawn these bazookas at the airstrip. You'd think if they realized that they needed some anti-tank force that they would sneak away and spawn at a place where they're not going to get spawn killed. Yes, you can see there's been at least a couple spawn waves where no one spawned at the airstrip. So I think they've learned their lesson for now. And a rare occasion where I can actually, this is kind of obnoxious, me repairing my tank on their airstrip while they're all kind of out and about. And you see the planes there, that's why I didn't have to worry about getting bombed while I was repairing the tank. Because they're, presumably their entire air force now is completely grounded. I just ran into somebody. Actually surprised they're not having more people sneaking around the top part, but I think maybe we had some tanks up there earlier or something like that. Made it more complicated, but look at all these tanks just rolling around. And just as a point of clarification, this is a server that allows you to base camp. Otherwise, a lot of people would be banned by now. Now, some people would say this is really cool and, you know, we've got no skill, we're doing this. My attitude on base camping has always been, it's an art form. You know, you versus the other infantry, obviously they're defenseless, but the art of it is to see how long you can base camp before the entire rest of their team destroys you. Of course, that's not much consolation for the infantry who get killed over and over again. Seemingly little they can do about it. Although you think with all the bazookas that we've seen, at least one hit. In fact, the flak gun seems to be causing me more trouble than anything else. Stay tuned for part 2.